Hello and welcome to In the Diaspora on WAD 99.9 FM with me, David Chisanga. In the Diaspora is a weekly radio program that focuses on Irish migrants. The program follows the lives of people living in Ireland who left their home country either for work, study, business or asylum. Today, we focus on Tamar Nejem, a student at Mary Immaculate College pursuing a Masters of Arts in Applied Linguistics. She's from Palestine and has been in Ireland since September 2023. Hello, Tamar, and welcome to In the Diaspora.
Hello, and welcome you, David.
Now, Tamar, first thing first I want to find out from you is, what does your name mean?
Okay, my name means like the greatest type of dates. That means sweet nights.
Sweet nights?
It is. It is.
Now, that's a beautiful name, Tamar. Sweet nights. Okay, interesting. Now, tell us about yourself. We know you're a student from Mary Immaculate College. Now, tell us more about who you are, what you do, what you like. You just gave us a sample of music before. Now, tell us more about yourself.
Well, first, my name is Tamar Nejem. I'm 25 years old. I finished a bachelor degree in English education and literature. Now I'm doing a master in applied linguistics and trying to get a PhD soon. I hope it works. I am a writer, a singer, and could be anything you want.
Really?
I could.
That's interesting. You're multi-talented and multi-potentialite, and it's good to have you once again. Now, tell us about your home country, where it's located, its history, the people. Just tell us something about Palestine that we might not know.
Okay, Palestine lies in the Middle East. It's the heart of the world. It lies between three famous countries. They consider it like a connection between different countries like Africa, Asia, and Europe. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of population of Palestinians. It has been divided under occupation to three parts, which is Gaza, West Bank, and Jerusalem, but it's all Palestine. Mm-hmm. I come from Gaza City, which is under blockade since 16 years. Mm-hmm. It's 365 kilometers with 2.2 million people. So it's considered like one of the most crowded places in the world. And it was classified 2 years ago as the biggest open-air jail in the whole world.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know personally that, Palestine had different parts like that. We were just thought it's one place. And now we've heard about Hamas and all this, sometimes Palestine is called Hamas, So would you explain that?
Okay, I would refer to my country as it is. It's called Palestine. Sometimes each party refers to it as different names in order to drop the name Palestine in order not to say that there is a part of the world that is existing and it's called Palestine. So they resemble the country itself of Hamas, which is something different, staying away from politics and all this kind of stuffs. I do not really support politics all the time, but it's called Palestine. But the people use it around the world to say Hamas in order not to agree that this country is existent, and they rather call it as Israel.
All right, now tell us about the languages. How many languages are spoken in Palestine?
Well, we have different languages as we have foreigners from different countries. We have Arabic, English, we have Russian, French, German, Filipino. So we have lots of interactions between cultures because, for example, some people go and study abroad, they fall in love with other people, they get married, they come here. So we have people from multiple cultures, a lot of cultures. So we have a lot of Russians and people from Philippines. That is something a lot around. But the basic language is Arabic and English, since we learn English in our kindergarten. So we learn English in the same time we're learning Arabic. So those are the main two languages. But you still can find different languages. There's always places that teaches French, German, some kind of a Russian, and a little bit of other languages.
Sounds interesting. Now, would it... I'm going to put you on the spot now, just greet us in Arabic. How do you say hello or how are you? And how do you respond? Yes.
Okay. So to say hello, you say marhaba.
Marhaba.
Marhaba, you're great.
Okay, and then
and to say how are you, you say kif halak.
Kif halak.
You're good.
Okay.
And if you wanted to replay, you say ana bikhair.
Ana bekre.
بخير.
Oh my goodness.
This is like it's like أنا بخير.
أنا Oh, okay.
That was 50-50%.
I'm not
but
gonna
you're
try.
cool.
I'm not gonna try.
You're
You know,
cool.
no, Tamar, I'm not gonna try.
You're cool. You're cool.
You're listening to In the Diaspora with me, David, and I'm speaking to Tamar. She's from Palestine. She's studying here at Mary Immaculate College. She's pursuing a Master's of Arts in Applied Linguistics. And we're just trying to understand her story and how far she's come from, Palestine up until Ireland. Now, speaking of your journey now, how did you travel now from Palestine to Ireland? Tell us about the journey. How was it?
It was a little bit complicated because it's like it's like a dream to get out of the biggest open air in the world. You have only two ways, which is Erez border or Rafah border. So it's quite hard still to get the acceptance in parties because it's ruled by different people. So I had to go through Egypt, and that is another way to get out. You have to sign your papers, you have to go to people, you have to pay a lot of money, and even when you go out, it's another issue because you have to cross a whole desert. So for me as a person, I had worked 5 years to get a master's degree outside. So it was like a very long journey for me to get my freedom, to get out. So you gotta go through Egypt border, then you gotta go through Sinai Desert, then you go to the Egypt itself, you go to the airport, from the airport, that's when you go to different places. So it's quite a really complicated process. You go through checkpoints, you go through investigation, they ask you tons of things about why do you want to study, why are you going like this, and it's kind of like traveling is something normal for people, but it's quite a dream for Palestinians, especially people in Gaza Strip with all the obstacles that are put in. So if you wanted to travel one day, you either had a scholarship, you either have a job contract, or you either be rich, which is sometimes like not really existing a lot. So you either like really need a lot of money and you need to know a lot of people. So my journey was quite complicated to get out. I had to go to different parties, asking them for letting me go out, begging some people, So far it was really complicated, but I made it and I'm here. So it was quite a dream to me, actually, and it became true.
Now, was there a point where you felt like perhaps through the journey you won't make it to come to Ireland, the point that you say, okay, I'll never forget that, which happened along the way?
Well, I did go through that. It was quite complicated. So before you go out through Egypt border, you can't book an airplane ticket because at some points there is a lot of people are going through the border. So they ask you to go back to your country, to your place and come back tomorrow. And sometimes they don't give you access for unknown reasons sometimes or for specific reasons. So when I reached the Egyptian border where I have to go through investigation, sign my passport, get a visa and this kind of stuff, I had to wait to get my passport signed by the Egyptian government. So once I was there, I called my friend to book me a flight. So technically, I knew that there's a flight going directly to Dublin because my Palestinian passport does not get me access to go through different countries. I have to go either direct or either wait like weeks to go for it. So once I called my friend, so some of the sites show that there is a flight, but then suddenly we couldn't find the flight. So
it wasn't cancelled.
It was like reserved, all of it. So it was quite complicated to get one, and to get a direct flight on my passport, you need like to wait 2 weeks or more because it's like kind of organized and shuttle flight. It doesn't always come from Egypt to Dublin directly. So the fact that my passport is not allowing me to go around the world like anybody else was an issue because I can't book any flight and go in it. So that was another obstacle. So at some points, my friend told me that they booked the flight and everything. Then in the middle of my way into Egypt, when they sent me the ticket, I discovered it's the wrong ticket.
Oh, no.
It was 29th of September instead of 29th of August.
Oh, no.
So I was like in the middle of nowhere. I don't know anything. I couldn't tell my family. It was really hard on me. And I was like, I can't make it. So we start searching for flights. Everybody that I know from Ireland, from Spain, every friend that I have start searching. We couldn't find a direct flight. Why? Because as a Palestinian, I'm not allowed to enter any country in the world without a visa. And that's something I don't know why I shouldn't have the right like anybody else. So I lost the money at that part, and I kept searching, and we booked a flight, and then it turned to be the same date and the wrong flight.
Oh, no.
Twice.
Jesus.
So when I reached the airport of Cairo at 11 p.m., I went directly to the offices and I started asking them. So at some points, the officer was like kind of like rude, and he was like, I don't know, and this kind of stuff, and it's all booked, we can't help you. And I was like, but if there's any seats, can you let me know? So I sat in the middle of airport, and I wanted to cry so bad, but I couldn't. I needed to hold on till the morning, and then if I can figure it out. And when I asked him when is the direct flight, the next direct flight, it was after 2 weeks from now. And I can't stuck in Egypt for 2 weeks because this is going to be a lot of money. So at some points, I kept waiting, and at 1 a.m., I decided to go back again to ask somebody, because I found flights that can go for different multiple countries and get me to Ireland. So I asked the agency again, and it was like the same response. Your passport does not get you into those places. And at that level, I was like, why, as a normal human living in this world, as a human being, I cannot access? Am I like being different from anyone? Why I'm not having the same rights? I was like, I'm done with the world. I don't think I'm going to make it, because they're not giving me even the freedom. It's just landing on the ground and going on another plane. So I don't know, why would you prevent it for somebody else and just give it to somebody else? So I started to collapse in the airport, and the manager told me, just try to dig into the main office again. Maybe try to find something. So when I went to the office, I told the guy and explained everything, and he was like, let us see. And when he saw me desperate for having something, he was like, okay, let me have a call. So he had a call with the flight manager and this kind of stuff, and he told him to get her back to 5 a.m. So I had to wait like a whole long night and go back to 5 a.m. and ask them, and finally I got a flight. I got a flight, but my feelings at that moment, I was sitting on the airport and crying that why is this happening to me? Like, I have multiple flights that goes to different countries, but I'm not allowed to put a foot in it. And I just have to go directly to that country because somebody said so and the law said so. So at some points, I felt like I'm not being dealt as a human. And that was one of the hardest things during my journey that I went through. And I would never forget. I would never forget the racism against somebody. You're not allowing him to access because you think you said so. And you're giving it to more people. So I would never forget that people dealing on me. And that's why I said in that point, I'm going to change this society. So that was the hardest thing that went into my journey and broke me for a couple of days, to be honest. It was really rough.
Yeah, you're strong, yeah?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And now, how did you feel leaving your home country, for a foreign land? I know you came to study here at Mary Immaculate College, but how did you feel really just living what you're used to, the people? I understand at the time there were some tensions in your country, but how did you feel leaving home generally?
Well, David, as we always say, believe me, nobody wants to leave his hometown. But if you weren't in a place where everybody is judging on you of certain debt, you wouldn't be leaving in the first place. If you were in a place that is safe and people give you the same rights to as many human they give around the world. If you were in a place that your rights are not dreams, so you wouldn't be leaving. I love my home. I love people that I have there. It's very hard to leave everybody that I love, my home, my town, my family, my people. I left everybody behind me just to achieve my dream. It was tough at the beginning. It was hard. I didn't know what coming next, especially as a girl that is alone, that comes from different culture, civilization. But Ireland was really welcoming, that I felt home. Like I've never felt like I'm in another place. Everybody was helping me within the university, within the nation itself, in the street, customers. Everybody was nice enough to make me feel home. But once I got there, it was my point where I worked 5 years to go for it. And then suddenly the war started exactly after I came. So that was a big tense for me. It was something stressing. It was driving me crazy. I couldn't get out of my room. I still couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. And it's just, rather than achieving my dreams that I worked for years, I was sitting in my room alone. But at that point, I appreciated everyone's supports, my professors, the university, the international office. Everybody was nice enough to always try to drag me out of my room, but it was really tough. It was really tough. I was planning for something, then it turned to be something else. And losing connection with your family entirely for days, not knowing about them, losing your entire house, losing people that you know without being able to know who's living or who's staying or who's dead. It was kind of complicated. But as we always say, I come from a country that it's like you either survive, you either be strong, because that's the way we were raised. So I was strong enough to hold up because I cannot also destroy my dreams that I came for. And Irish people were one of the most greatest people that held me along this journey. So I cannot imagine myself in a different place of the world. If I wasn't in Ireland, my life wouldn't be easier. But everybody's so sweet.
You're listening to In the Diaspora with me, David, on Wired FM 99.9 FM. I'm speaking to Tamar Nejem. She's from Palestine and she's studying at Mary Immaculate College, an MA in Applied Linguistics, and she's been in Ireland since September 2023. Now, Tamar, you are here in Ireland and you love the country. This is one of my favorite questions on the program. Just mention 3 things that you like about Ireland since you came. 1, and I'll be counting with you. 1.
They're the nicest nations ever.
Ooh, okay. Do you care to explain?
They won my heart. Number 2, the way they are dealing with people based on them being human, not based on anything, not the background, not the religion, not the color, whatever. So you never feel strange. Number 3, the great culture.
The culture, okay.
It's full of colors, it's full of differences, it's full of from people from different places in the world. So it gives you a chance to know more things about other people and change a lot of point of view that you have as a place that is a person that is locked in a small place in the world. So that was the greatest thing that it added to my knowledge always.
Interesting. Now, Palestine, I believe, has beautiful culture and different cultures. It's a multicultural place, like you said. And, I believe Irish also has its own culture. Now, what would be the differences or the similarities between the Irish culture and the Palestine culture?
For the similarities, I think we share some of the historical background with different circumstances. They have their own circumstances. We have our circumstances. The differences would be the food. I love Palestinian food. Like, it's full of spices and rich. Here, it's kind of like more healthy and plain at some points. Another thing they have, I think another similarity is that we have like people from different religions and both cultures. Like, it's known about Palestine that it holds the whole different religions. So you have so in Palestine, people love Palestine because it holds like how I say it, famous places for all religions around the world, like Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. So you have places to visit. So it unites people from different backgrounds. And I think it's the same thing for Ireland. You don't feel like you're kind of like scared or like worried about practicing a religion or practicing the way you are, dressing your hijab without being like offended about it. So that is like very comfortable, so people are not judging you. So those are like similarities that I like the most between different countries.
But the weather should be similar.
No, I wouldn't say that, because I could say that Palestinian weather is kind of like stable. It's in the middle. It's cold. Like in the winter, it's hot in the summer, but we classify it as stable, like, stable degrees. Like when it's hot, it's like 20, 25, 30 maybe. When it's cold, it's like 10 to 11. That's the maximum. Like, it's rare to go like beyond those. And you're not flying with the winds like Ireland.
You should love the Irish weather by now.
Well, to me, I do love it, to be honest. I'm not going to be lying. You're going to be shocked, but I do love Irish weather because I was born in the winter and I love winter. So I know we're flying sometimes with the wind, with the weather, but it's kind of like peaceful to me. I don't know why. People think it's some kind of depressing, I guess. I've heard this, but to me, I love it. I think you love the hot weather because you're coming from Zimbabwe. That's fine.
I'll leave it there. I won't go in detail right now, Tamar. I won't go in detail. Now we're almost coming to the end of the program, Tamar, and you've been great on the program. I just wanted to find out now just what you miss the most, from Palestine. Like, what do you really, really miss the most from home?
With all the circumstances and the conditions, I do miss my family and food. And food. And food and food. Sorry to say that.
All right.
It's my family and food.
You've talked about food. Now tell us what's like a lunch in Palestine look like, or breakfast in Palestine. How would it be look like? What do you have on breakfast, lunch, for instance? You can choose any.
Okay, in Palestine, on lunch, we have like heavy meals. It's not like the same here. It's not like you don't cut your meals or you eat anything. We cook every day with the family and for the family. We spend time together. So a typical breakfast in Palestine would be falafel, hummus, fool, or shakshuka. Shakshuka is like kind of like a tomato with eggs, but we make it on our way. For lunch, one of the most famous dishes that we make in Palestine is makluba. Makluba, it means upside down. So it's kind of rice, chicken, and vegetables, and then you flip it. And I think you saw it a lot on social media. It's the one with the flip. We have like kind of like spiced chicken, crunchy with sauces, and kind of like a spicy rice with vegetables. So that's kind of typical. And for dinner, we have sometimes fries. Sometimes we don't have dinner at all. But this is like typical things. It's like Palestine is full of spices. So that's what I like the most.
And Ireland is not spicy at all.
No, it's plain.
It's plain. All plain. Now, as we just wrap up, we don't want to turn a blind side to what's happening in Palestine. The war between Israel and Palestine. I understand it's a political question, but how does it make you feel now that you're far from your family and that is also going on? And what's your take on the war?
Well, technically, another part of my character, I work as a translator, interpreter, and I used to work as an English teacher and language teacher. So at the beginning of the war, I felt like so helpless. I couldn't reach my family. I couldn't contact with them. So I wanted to do something for my country. So I started translating news. So at that point, I had to watch everything, dead people, skeletons, parts, bloods, just to translate this for the world to see what is going on, because they keep calling you deserve to die, you're a terrorist. And I don't think you should just judge a person and that he deserved to die based on things you see over social media. You gotta learn yourself and educate yourself about what's going on. So for a moment, I was about to be crazy actually and to lose my mind, because I lost my house, where there's everything that I have, and I lost my grandfather, I lost my auntie, my family was targeted many times that they could have lost their life. Then they ended up living in a tent on the streets within the weather and the rains and hunger. They don't have clothes, they have nothing. And the only thing as a person in that point, only thing I was able to do is watch. And that is like the hardest point in war, is to watch your family dying piece by piece, but you can't do something. You being helpless, just running and begging everyone, governments and stuff, just to help you see them again, give you a chance to live and all this kind of stuff. But it was quite hard to not be able to talk to your family for days, sometimes for months. Knowing that you're staying there and staying away from them, and they are under attacks, they are seeing things that there shouldn't be, they're going through traumas, and you know that most of them are kids and they're seeing things they shouldn't be seeing it in this age. So that one of the hardest things to the fact that you can get the news of their death any second was the worst part of my life, because you just keep rolling on the screen and the news, because it was like randomly every person that you know is dying, so you feel like your family is next, people are next, and this kind of stuff. So the fact that you're sitting waiting for any news is kind of scary, and staying away from everything, not even being able to contact them via call or internet because they don't have access, that was one of the most destroying thing to my character at the meantime. And the fact that you gotta maintain two different lives because you did your best to come to Ireland to achieve your dreams, and that's what some points in war they want you to like do, which is to fail, because that's what wars want you to do, is to fail and poke characters. So the fact that you have two different lives that people doesn't understand them, which is a heart lying in Palestine and a soul that is lying in Ireland that has to complete and achieve her dream, and you cannot collapse. You gotta be balanced watching all of this death was one of the worst things that ever happened to me, because you gotta be able to maintain your brain without losing your mind. And I'm literally telling you, David, if you saw what I saw, you would feel strange. How did not I lose my brain since a very long time? But deep in my mind, my mom was raising me strong. And the first thing that I get in the call when my family have a connection with me, how was your studies? Are your marks coming good? Do not worry about us. We're surviving. But deep inside me, I know they're broken, but they just wanted me to be fine and to achieve my dreams and not to fail my life. So the fact that you have two characters, two different persons living inside you, and you have to balance between them and concentrate on different things and also be successful is one of the worst points that happened to me. But luckily, I could have maintained it. I'm working it up, and let's hope I get a PhD soon.
Hopefully you do soon and get what you really came here for and more, actually. And now what would be your call on governments or people, in connection with the war? What would be your plea or your appeal to governments, the Irish government, for instance?
For example, I would say one thing: stop judging people based on colors. Stop judging people based on parts of the world they were born in. So, for example, I stopped thinking that I should have blue eyes and ginger hair or white skin to give me the chance to free myself. Stop changing laws according to things you want, and stop just giving the rights for people to run and for the people to die. And just don't think things the way you are, and give people more access to meet their families. Just do not stop and watch and add yourself to other governments that is watching the world. But the most thing that I would say, stop killing people based on racist and because you think that those people should die to other people live. And I'm going to read the sentence one more time. I don't have to get a specific color. I don't have to get specific skin. I don't have to get blue eyes so you can consider my case and you can consider me as a human being. You should just start judging me based on my humanity and my background, because you think that we're so small. You think we're not existing, but I assure you there's a lot of hidden gems and talents inside Gaza Strip. If you give them the chance to go and shine, they would shine the entire world, and the benefits would be all over the world, not only in Palestine. So give people the chance to live and shine.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Tamar Nejem, for coming.
You're welcome, David. I was more welcomed.
Well, that was Tamar Nejem, a student right here at Mary Immaculate College, pursuing a Master's of Arts in Applied Linguistics. She's from Palestine and has been in Ireland for a few months, for some months now, let's just say since September 2023. And thank you for listening. Until next time, I'm David Chisanga. Bye for now.